A real narcissist bases your character off of how you react to their behavior. So if you fight back, you're abusive. If you do to them what they do to you, then you're vindictive. And if you speak about it to them, or, talk about what they did to other people, to them, or, speak about it to other people, then you're petty and childish. I can't tell you how many times Andrew accused me of being petty and childish for speaking about what he did. He doesn't care about what he's done. He just cares about people knowing about it and me reacting to it, right? Responding to it. The only reaction that a narcissist accepts or wants is blind acceptance. Once my husband knew he was not going to get blind acceptance from me, he wanted and expected my silence. When he knew he wasn't going to get that, that's when things got ugly. Had he had my silence, well, let me back up. Had he had my blind acceptance and I said, yeah, of course, sleep with whoever you want, bring me home whatever diseases you want, sleep with hookers, sleep with coworkers, catfish people, pretend like you're married to other people, pretend like you're dying of cancer. That's totally fine. Had he gotten that from me, we would still be happily married, honey. Once he realized that he was getting neither my compliance nor my silence, that's when things got ugly. And that's when I became the abusive one because of how I responded to his abuse. As I said, I have absolutely crashed out, honey. You can believe it. Yeah, I have. I want y'all to imagine what you would do if you are crying yourself to sleep while your husband's 2 feet away from you. You're crying yourself to sleep because you've been telling your husband that you feel lonely, you feel like he's not paying attention to you, and he's just not listening. And instead of listening, he's blaming you and whatever. And so you bring this up for weeks, and then you're crying yourself to sleep, and your husband knows how upset you are, and he just rolls over and continues in his fake marriage. His fake marriage. Think about that. This man would have asked someone to be his girlfriend, then his fiance, then his wife. This man is pretending to have another wife. And not only is he pretending to have another wife, but he's pretending like he's on his fucking deathbed. And had I been like, oh yeah, this is totally fine, we'd still be happily married. So, while I am obviously glad to be out of that, the fact that I just can't wrap my mind around the amount of lies and manipulation that he's been capable of. And I don't understand the behavior because I wouldn't do it. But I've never known someone, and hopefully I'll never know anyone ever again like this, but I've never known someone who can literally lie with every single breath that they take, and have multiple affairs, relationships going on behind your back, while they're not only completely neglecting you and your family and your marriage, but making you think and feel like you're the problem. Making you, like, I was convinced that I had all of these severe mental health issues. I was convinced that, I was crazy. I was a narcissist. I was all of these things. When in reality, my anger, the way I feel, the way that I react, the way that I respond, I only do that with him. There's no one else in my life. And I've met people, obviously, since then. I've been out with people. I've had a few, things here and there. And I don't respond in any way, shape, or form the way that I did. And that's obviously because those people aren't exposing me to that type of mental warfare. Like, whether you realize it or not. And again, women, like, we always know, right? Like, I believe that we literally always know. We know when we're being lied to. And I also learned that you don't need the proof. Like, the minute that you feel like something's off, just go with it. And I've learned that, and I will carry that with me forward. But also trying to convince someone, it's so sad. Trying to convince the person that you're married to understand how badly they broke you, and they're just looking at you with this blank stare because they know. That's also what I like. You don't have to explain it. Like, I don't have to explain to a grown-ass man, a child in an adult's body, but I don't have to explain to him what he's done, how it's hurt me. He knows. You don't have to explain it. They know. He did it willfully. He did it constantly. He knew it would absolutely break me. And he did it anyway. Joyfully, gleefully, and then tried to flip the script and make it seem like my reaction to his continual abuse and lies and manipulation was the problem. A man will never level up. They will always drag you down. If they are below you in any way, shape, or form, they will resent you for that. And instead of just moving on or getting with someone who's on their level, like I said, Andrew needs somebody that he can lead around by the nose. He needs whatever, and I'm not even sure what his opinion on being a man is, because it's not someone with integrity or loyalty or anything. Like, he's disgusting in every single way, but whatever his idea of being a man is, he needs someone to submit to that. I'm not going to be a submissive provider. Like, again, I propped you up. And that's not me saying that he didn't work. I'm not saying that I let that motherfucker lay around and not have a job. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is everything, like, I did bankroll everything. I was a stay-at-home mom for 2 years and 3 months. But I was still bringing money into the house. Apart from that, I was never not working, ever. I was never not footing the bill for vacations, homes. Like I said, Andrew wouldn't have a passport. Andrew would have never left the country. Andrew probably never would have left the state, honey. Andrew wouldn't have dentures in his mouth. There's a million things that Andrew would not have if it wasn't for his wife. And instead of being grateful, he decided to hate and resent me for it and cheat on me constantly so that he could get back at me in silence and carry on these, affairs and, again, fake marriages. That man could have brought me home God knows what over the years. You know how humiliating it is to go to the doctor and have to tell them that even though you've said for years that you don't need these tests because you're married, now all of a sudden you want to be tested for everything, and you want to be tested several times for everything because you've said that you didn't need that for the past 15 years. And now all of a sudden you have no idea what your husband has brought home to you because he would stick it in a can of warm beans. He has no fucking standards.